The Reagan administration announced plans today to sell 5 F-15 jet fighters to Israel. Congressional approval is expected. Congress has blocked the sale of similar planes to Saudi Arabia at the urging of pro-Israeli lobbyists. But now Israeli leaders believe that may have been a mistake because the Saudis have found another dealer. Bob Simon reports.
It is being called the arms deal of the century, and it has gone not to the United States, but to the United Kingdom. For Americans, the issue is simple: thousands of lost jobs. Congressional action, barring the sale of F-15 fighters and Maverick missiles to the Saudis, persuaded them to give up on Washington and go to the international arms bazaar.
We're talking somewhere probably between $2 and $3 billion a year for the next 15 years. That represents 50 to 75,000 jobs.
How did the American defense industry lose the contract? The original Saudi request was fought energetically by the pro-Israel lobby in Washington. Israelis are now saying that may not have been in their best interest.
Israel's friends in Washington don't take their signals from Israel.
Lobbying organizations have their own bureaucratic imperatives, one of which is to stay in business.
But it's the British who are in business now. What the Saudis are getting from Britain includes 50 Tornadoes, 60 Hawks, 90 helicopters, and 2 spanking brand new air bases to put them on. It's the Tornadoes that have the Israelis worried.
Oh, it's bad for Israel. The Tornado, the attack version, is considered a very good aircraft.
The Israeli Air Force, which showed off its American-made F-15s last week, does not like the idea of these planes in Saudi hands, but officials say, at least when the Americans sell to the Arabs, they sell with restrictions, with political strings attached, and usually with a quid pro quo for Israel. When the Saudis buy British, the Americans lose and the Israelis get nothing.
Nothing could be less favorable to us than the present condition. If we simply become agents for diverting arms from the United States to Britain, we're getting the worst of all possible worlds.
Now the pro-Israel lobby has come out against a $2 billion aircraft and missile request from Kuwait. The administration wants the order. When Israeli Defense Minister Rabin was in Washington last month, he told congressmen he was not against it. There is increasing tension between Israelis and their friends in Washington. Israelis are worried about a backlash.
It worries us that the Americans would consider Israel as causing damage to the American people.
The American arms industry and its friends in Washington say Kuwait is the moment of truth.
What I would say to the Congress is, when you're in a hole, don't dig deeper.
And the Israelis agree. The message from Jerusalem to everybody in Washington: sell.
I believe our preference should be clear. Prevent arms sales if you can, but if not, prefer an American context to any other context.
There's little that can be done now about the Saudi deal, but there are indications tonight that its reverberations across 6,000 miles might be about to force a compromise over the deal with Kuwait. Bob Simon, CBS News, Tel Aviv.